Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Elite Academy. So first of all, thank you that you all are liking the video. I have been getting messages, feedback, compliments about the videos, how enriching they are, how they are helping in holistic revision and developing a different and new perspective with respect to revision and covering the previous year questions. So glad to know that. Let's start with the today's question. So today I have taken a question from Medieval India because we have observed that recently from 2-3 years the interest of UPSC or the inclination of UPSC towards medieval India has increased. And yes, there is a caution that generally most of the students, they have this practice that okay, I will read only ancient India or modern India, or I will read only modern India, I will not read ancient India or medieval India. So don't be selective when you are reading. Don't be selective when you are revising. So whenever we are entering into the examination hall, we have to be thorough with our preparation. So this is important tip which you should remember, that never ignore, don't go for a selective study or selective revision. Okay. So in the examination hall, you should go prepared. So whatever is coming, we should be able to handle. So this question was asked by UPSC in 2021, June 2021. This question is about, with reference to medieval India, which one of the following is correct sequence in ascending order in terms of size? One is about Paragana, Sarkar, Suba. So we have to arrange it in ascending order based on their size. So basically these were the units during the medieval time which was used for administration purpose or revenue purpose. So we will discuss in detail about them. So this question was asked last year. Now we have another question. This question is asking about which of the following terms were used in the Indo-Persian sources of the Mughal period to denote a peasant. First is Riayat, second is Asami, third is Mujarian, the fourth is Majur. So we have to find which is the right answer. So we will discuss by the end of this video. You will get the answer and you will understand that from where you should cover, and through this video also we will discuss it holistically so that we will not leave it to there should be no scope that you have to go and refer it somewhere. Okay. So the first question was asked by UPSC in June 2021, and the question 67th number question which is there about the peasants, this was asked very recently in April 2022. So I will also discuss. So one is from CSE, the June 2021 is from Civil Services examination, and the 2022 April is from CDS exam. So we'll discuss and then we will understand that how should we handle it. Okay. So starting with what I have done, I have taken, because both the questions were revolving around the information related to Mughal India, Mughal period. So what I have done today, I have taken all the important terms or terminology related to administration, culture, or whatever you should know from Mughal administration, Mughal period, all that I have taken. Okay, so we will have a quick revision around it. So the image which you can see is the image, very popular image, where Taimur is sitting in center, and the genealogy till Aurangzeb has been traced in this image. So we have Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Shah Jahan, Jahangir, and till Aurangzeb. Everybody is sitting in this image. However, yeah, they never met together, but yes, for symbolic purpose. So what I want to discuss through this image is that Mughals did not believe in the rule of primogeniture. Primogeniture rule means this, that where the eldest son inherits the father's property or father's reign or the estate or anything. They didn't believe in this. So you should know that primogeniture was not taken care, or they didn't believe in this. Rather, they believed in this custom of Coparcenary. So Coparcenary inheritance they believed in. Here what happens? There will be division of inheritance among all these sons. So this was what they followed. Okay. Now we will discuss about the different aspects where you will get to know about. So these two keywords also you should know that what is the meaning of it. Sometimes UPSC will give it and they will ask us that okay, primogeniture, what does it mean? Or Coparcenary, what does it mean? So we should know. Okay. Now we'll have a look at other terminologies. Now we will start the discussion about the Mughal administration, Mughal period. How do we get to know about Mughal time? The major important book which tells us about Mughal time is the Ain-e-Akbari, and it was written by Abul Fazl Alami. So he was the historian who has written this book, and many volumes are there. So this book tells us about different aspect, religious aspect, administration aspect, the socio-cultural aspect of, mainly he was there during the Akbar's time, but not only Akbar's, there are general things also which has been written in this book. So discussing with the religious aspect, while Akbar was ruling at Fatehpur Sikri, during 1570s, he got interested in different ideologies of different religion, and he used to conduct discussion with the ulmas, Brahmins, priests, Catholic, Zoroastrians. So for that purpose, the discussion which was held, it took place in Ibadat Khana. So remember this. This is the image of the Ibadat Khana, and if this word already UPSC has asked it. I don't remember the exact year. Somewhere in 2016 or 17 they have asked what was the purpose of Ibadat Khana and where it is located. So it is there in Fatehpur Sikri, and the purpose was where the religious discussions were held by Akbar with the different religious leaders. And after a lot of this discussion, Akbar came with the idea of Sulh-i-kulh. Sulh-i-kulh. So Sulh-i-kulh is known as the universal peace. The idea, this is the idea of tolerance, of not discriminating people on the basis of religion. Rather, it was focusing on the system of ethics, honesty, peace, justice, and based on this, Abul Fazl basically helped Akbar in framing a vision of governance around this idea of Sulh-i-kulh. Okay, and Abul Fazl was the first person to join this idea. Okay, this idea or the principle of governance was even followed by Jahangir and Shah Jahan. Next, so here you can see that how Sulh-i-kulh, where people are not discriminating on the basis of religion, so it is a symbolic image. Akbar also had initiated the translation of lot of Sanskrit works. So there was a Maktab Khana, basically translation bureau was there. So Maktab Khana, the purpose was that they used to translate the Sanskrit works into the Persian. So Akbar commissioned the translation of many Sanskrit works into Persian, especially, and this was also established, this Maktab Khana was established at Fatehpur Sikri. So the translation of Mahabharat, Ramayana, Lilavati or Yoga Vasishtha, these were some notable Sanskrit works which were taken up for translation. So the famous one is this is the symbolic image of Maktab Khana, how the translation used to happen from Sanskrit to Persian, and the famous book which was there was Razmanama. So Razmanama was the name of translated version of Mahabharata, and it is the lavish illustration of the events of Mahabharata in pictorial form. So it is in the format of painting. Okay, now coming, so here you can see this image is symbolically representing that how the people are fighting in Mahabharata. So on the top you will see, on the top of the painting, gods are there, they are discussing, Brahma is there with 3 heads you can see. On the ground you can see people are fighting. So symbolic or pictorial representation, lavish illustration was done of the events of Mahabharata. So it is Razmanama. Why I am discussing in this detail is because if you will see all these things, then at least it will be there in your memory. So Razmanama means the translated version of Mahabharata in Persian. Next we have the art and craft aspect. With respect to art and craft, there are a few terminologies which we should know. The first one is the Charbagh style. I am not going to discuss it. It is a just revise it. Charbagh means 4 types of garden. It was divided in between with the help of fountains, and 4 parts it was divided into. Next is Pishtaq. Pishtaq is basically means tall gateways. So tall gateways, a central towering dome and the tall gateway. It became the important aspect of Mughal administration. The first the aspect of Pishtaq was first visible in Humayun's tomb. So the image which you are seeing is of Humayun's tomb. A rectangular feature is there, arc-like tall gateway is there, and in the background you can see a dome. So this style or this aspect of central towering dome and a tall gateway is known as Pishtaq. Okay. So next is this you will find in Taj Mahal also. Next we have is Hasht Bihisht. So Hasht Bihisht is basically looks like this. So when you will visit Humayun's tomb, there you will find that basically 8 paradise or Hasht Bihisht is a central hall is there, as you can see in the center, and it is surrounded by 8 rooms. And the central chamber of if you go to Humayun's tomb, the central chamber of the mausoleum is in octagonal. It is a octagonal room. Okay, and this architecture or this overall layout is known as Hasht Bihisht. Okay, a 9-fold plan, and it was derived from the Persian architectural examples. Okay, so remember this: hushed, behisht. It is central chamber is there. It will be surrounded by 8 rooms and octagonal structure. As you can see, the rooms, they are all in octagonal structure, octagonal layout. Next, the word which you should know is Diwane Khas, Diwane Am. Shah Jahan made it very popular. The ceremonial halls for public were known as Diwane Am. Am means Am Janta, Am Log. And Diwane Khas, it means it was for the private audience. So Diwane Khas and Diwane Am, they were carefully planned. And they were placed within large courtyard. And these courts were also described as Chehil Sutun. Chehil Sutun means 40 pillared halls. Okay. So it looks like this, Diwane Am, and the 40 pillared, how they look like this. So this style of 40 pillared halls is known as Chehil Sutun. So if UPSC is asking what is Chehil Sutun, then you should know that, okay, this is Chehil Sutun. By the way, my dear friends, if you are thinking that from where these stories or this keywords I have taken, so all these keywords are given in NCERT. I have taken from 2 NCERTs, and believe me that UPSC can ask anything. I will show you in the end that how they are asking. Okay, next let's discuss about other aspects. Okay, another component which was there under art and culture was Petra Dora. So Petra Dora is the colorful studding of stones in a particular layout. So Petra Dora already UPSC has asked somewhere in 2013 or 14 or 15, they have already asked. Now we will discuss about the military system. So military system which was there very popular during Mughals was Mansabdari system. So Mansabdari systems were basically, these were other people other than Muslims, Afghans, Rajputs, Marathas, all those who joined Mughal services were enrolled as Mansabdar. So it was a grading system used by Mughals to fix the rank or salary or military responsibilities. So basically they were there to take care of the military responsibilities. And Mansabdars, the Mansabdars, they consisted of Jat and Sawar. So Jat basically means the number of soldiers a Mansabdar was expected to maintain, and Sawar was basically the number of horsemen that Mansabdar used to maintain. Okay, so they were something, they used to look like this. So cavalry people are there, the foot soldiers are there. So the number, on the basis of the number, their rank was decided. Higher the Jat means the number of the soldiers, the more prestigious was the noble's position in the court, and larger his salary was. Okay, so this was the purpose. And Akbar was dependent upon Mansabdars for military support, as his standing army consisted only 25 soldiers. So he was dependent more upon the Mansabdars, and their salary was paid in cash, and sometimes they were given incentives as well. Okay, Jagirs, so they were given sometimes Jagirs also, but they were not living inside those Jagirs, the area. However, the representatives of the Mansabdars, they used to collect the revenues and they used to give. So Jagirs were there, but Mansabdars, they were not residing in the Jagirs. So this information is also given in the NCERT. Basically, their major role was of taking care of the responsibilities of military related aspects, and their salaries were given in cash, and the revenue assignments, their salary as revenue assignments were called as Jagirs. As I told, they were not residing in the Jagirs, their servants collected the revenue. Next, we will discuss about the revenue system. So Zabt system became very popular, and it was a revenue system under Akbar. It was decided by the Todarmal. He was the advisor. And what they used to do, they used to do a careful survey. So survey of the crops was done, survey of the crops, yields, prices, areas cultivated for 10 period, it was decided, and based on that tax was collected for each crop. And each province was divided into different revenue circles. Okay, and lands were also classified during that time. So lands were classified like this. As you can see, the first land classification was Polaj. So now UPSC can ask this also. What was Polaj? What is Paryutti? What is Chahar? What is Banjar? So Polaj is basically the classification was, Polaj were those land which is annually cultivated for each crop in succession and is never allowed to lie fallow. Means every year we are cultivating and we are never leaving it fallow. But on the other hand, we have Parayutti. Parayutti means the land after cultivation was left for some time to recover its strength. So it was Parayutti. Next we have Chachar. So it is the land which was left fallow for 3 to 4 years. Next was Banjar. It was a land uncultivated for 5 years or more. Okay, so this was classified on the basis of like how good or bad is the land, and they used to collect the revenue accordingly. So Zabt system was in the most places it was like peasants paid the taxes to the rural elites, that is the headman or the local chief. Okay, the Mughals used the term zamidar to describe all the intermediaries, whether they were local headmen of the villages or the powerful chiefs. So here we have seen that the lands were also classified based on the classification. Okay, and here one more thing was there. The NCERT mentions is that jinse kamil. So it was not that there were no cash crops during the Mughal period. There were cash crops during Mughal periods, and they were called as jinse kamil. Jinse kamil, UPSC has already asked, so they have asked this question: which one among the following depicts the correct meaning of term jinsi kamil concerning crops in Mughal India? So that is cash crop, which were at that point time of at that point also it was cotton and sugarcane. Next we have Jama. So whatever amount was assessed amount was known as the Jama, and the amount which was finally collected was known as Hasil. Okay. Amil Guzar was the person, remember it, Amil Guzar was the person who was responsible for revenue collection. Okay, so this is it with respect to revenue system and military system. Now we will discuss about other aspects. With respect to socio-cultural aspect, Aine Akbari mentions that Riayat, the plural name was Raya or Mujarian, Kisan or Asami. These were the names of peasants in Mughal administration or during that time. And the land, basically there were two kind of peasants, Khud Khasta and Pahi Khasta. So Khud Khasta means the residents, residents of the village in which they held their lands, and the latter which were Pahi Khasta. Khud means in Hindi, in Urdu Khud means myself. So they themselves were resident of that area, and they were holding the land also. But Pahi Khasta means they were non-residents, they were the outsiders, but they cultivated lands elsewhere on contractual basis. So people became Pahi Khasta either by choice or because some village was having more favorable revenue generation opportunities. So it was either by choice or out of compulsion, because they were forced by economic distress like famine and all. Okay, so this is about Khud Khasta, Pahi Khasta, two types of peasants, and the name of the peasants were Riayat, Mujarian, Kisan or Asami. There were other people, Majur, basically what we call Mazdur. So at that time they were called as Majur. So the people who are from the eastern UP or Bihar, they know Majuri. So Majuri means the hard work, Mazdur. Okay, menials. They were the people who belonged to menial class, or they were agricultural laborers. So they were called as Majur. In Muslim community, Halal Quran, they were the scavengers, they were the people. The society was divided on the basis of caste, they were divided on the basis of different work. So in Muslim communities, menials like Halal Quran, scavengers, were housed outside the boundaries of the village. Similarly, Mallah Zada means basically the sons of boatmen in Bihar. They were comparable, they were compared with the slaves. So this was the socio-cultural aspect at that time. There was caste-based discrimination was there, and accordingly the names were there. Now we shall discuss the most important aspect about the Mughal administration, that is state administration. So the state administration, the overall empire was divided into, first the smallest unit was village, then Paragana, then we had Sarkar, and the most important and with respect to the size was Suba. Suba were basically the provinces, Sarkars were districts, Parganas were like taluka level, tahsil level, you can say, or just for your understanding, again taluka has a different meaning, and village was the smallest unit. Okay, so let's understand it one by one. Subas, they were provinces, and the person who used to head the Subas were Subedar. They were political and military responsibilities, and they were supported by Bakshi, that is military paymaster. They were responsible for managing the peace and order. Also on the for the financial responsibilities in Subas we had Diwans, so they were the financial officers, and the minister in charge for religious and charitable purposes was Sadar. Next, coming to the smaller unit. So Suba is at the province level. Next is Sarkar, that is district level. Suba was further divided into Faujidars, Suba was divided into basically provinces, and Faujidars, they used to take care of the military responsibilities at the district level, that is Sarkar. And Kotwals, they were the town police commanders. Amins, they were there to impose the imperial regulation, whatever imperial orders were there, whether it is being implemented or not, they were taken care by the Amins at the Sarkar level, at the district level. Next, Paragana was there. So Suba was further divided into Paragana, and there was the administrative head who was known as Shikdar. Then Amin Kanungo, who was responsible for revenue related activities. Further, Pargana was divided into village panchayats. So here village panchayats, they were assembly of elders and basically important people of the village with hereditary rights over the property. And in mixed caste villages, the panchayat was usually a heterogeneous body. Okay, and here Mukaddam or the Mandal was the headman of the village. Also, there was important post. Accountant was known as Patwari. So it was believed that these Mandal and Patwari, they used to get together. They used to misuse their position, and they were accused of defrauding village accounts for their own benefit, and thus it used to lead to more additional burden on the government at that time. Next, we will understand other aspects. Let's have a look. Yeah. So now we will discuss about the question with which we started. So the question is with reference to the medieval India, which one of the following is correct sequence in ascending order of the terms. So now do you know the answer or not? So if we will go with the answer is Pargana, then Sarkar and Suba. So village, Pargana, Sarkar and Suba. So this question was asked by UPSC last year in CSC. And with respect to this question, Indo-Persian sources of Mughal period to denote a peasant. So Riayat, Asami, Mujarian, Majur. Majur, we know it is known as the agricultural laborers. So the answer is 1, 2, 3. Riayat, Asami, Majuria or Kisan. So they were also known as Kisan also. Okay. So these questions have been asked by UPSC and they have been taken directly from NCERT. So here I have taken a sample for you, a screenshot of the page from NCERT, the term. So the red box highlights they have exactly taken the lines from NCERT and they have asked. So this was asked by UPSC in the recent exam in 2022 itself in April. Also Majur word they have taken from NCERT. So this way the idea to show you all these things is that if you have covered your NCERTs properly and if you revise in this manner, in a holistic manner, the way we have discussed today about the Mughal administration, religious aspect, military aspect, art and culture aspect, then no word, no keyword will disturb you. Okay. So this is it. Yes. So revise very well and make your own strategy for the terminologies and try to cover it and remember it the way we have discussed. Okay. So hope you enjoyed the discussion and I'm very sure it will help you in a quick revision and it will help you in remembering the things. So enjoy and take care. Revise very well. All the best. We will meet in the next video. Take care guys. Bye-bye.